I couldn't have done it any other time. I wasn't ready. I didn't have the finances. I didn't desire it. I would have resented the fact that I couldn't go out or hang out or do all the things that I wanted to do. That was very important to me. Now, I love having an excuse not to do something. Like when that baby came out of me, I literally looked at him in the face and said, I will never have to go to anything ever again.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I gave birth to the best excuse ever.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, and welcome to the Mom Comes, a stand-up and stories podcast. Whether you're experiencing maternity, matrescence, mommyhood, menopause, or even if you've become the matriarch, the Mom Comes, we've got you covered. I'm Holly Rizzuto-Palker, the producer of the Mom Comes. I'm Italian Catholic, and I'm married to a Jewish guy, so move over Sebastian Maniscalco because I'm raising 3 pizza bagels of my own.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Silberstein, one of the co-hosts of the podcast, The Mom Comes, Stand-Up and Stories. I recently surprised myself by getting into stand-up comedy. Though classically trained, my biggest claim to fame was the role of Harry Bradshaw's answering machine.
Hi, I'm Liz Alterman. When I'm not responding to what's for dinner, I enjoy reading, baking, and failed attempts at gardening.
Ophira Eisenberg is a stand-up comedian, writer, and podcast host. She headlines theaters and comedy venues across the world, tours regularly with the Moth main stage, hosts the weekly parenting comedy podcast, Parenting is a Joke, for which she is a Webby finalist for Best Host. She also hosted NPR's trivia comedy show, Ask Me Another, for 9 years. Her breakout memoir, Screw Everyone, Sleeping My Way to Monogamy, has been optioned for a television series. And you have a new comedy special called I Used to Be Nicer, and it is streaming now on V. It's so nice to have you here today and lovely to see your face.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a treat. Awesome.
So this is Liz, Ophira.
Hey, Liz.
Hey, Ophira, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Oh, you just have me cracking up all the time.
Oh, thank you.
I think it was your most recent episode of Parenting is a Joke.
Yeah.
You were talking about seeing the movie Project Hail Mary. And I just saw it with my daughter, who is 12. And I felt the E.T. vibe. You gave a synopsis of the movie from the mom's point of view. And I thought that was so clever.
Like when I watch movies, like movies that I've seen as a child, but then I'm rewatching them with my son as a parent. And all of a sudden you're seeing the parent's point of view. And it's a totally different movie. I mean, first of all, the way parenting is depicted in 80s and 90s is just so vastly different. Drew Barrymore's character, I forget her character name in E.T.
Gertie.
She's 4 years old. She's left alone at home.
It's true.
And the way they depict it, it's not weird. And even when I was watching it, I was like, how old is she here? I mean, I've just started leaving my 10-year-old at home alone in an apartment that has 30 units in. I mean, there's neighbors on all sides that can be helpful for 1 hour. And it seems like we're breaking massive ground.
Yeah, totally. I think it's gotten out of hands though, right? Like, I mean, and maybe the 80s were a little too hands off. I'll give it that. I don't know.
Why?
I guess not, right?
I mean, I think we could all agree that, but we live in mostly fear-based models of parenting. That's how we parent, based on fear.
Yeah.
Do you think because we grew up eating our breakfast cereal, looking at a missing kid,
Probably.
that, like, as parents, it's like, okay, 5 days a week, I ate Cheerios, you know, Snap, Crackle, and Pop. Think that when I get out of this house, I got to go find Sarah or Bob.
I mean, I could get
I'm
really
on a mission.
conspiratorial here very quickly. Because I actually think it's the hand of capitalism that needs to keep you in a constant state of fear.
Absolutely.
And
So,
the milk
anyway.
industry. Yeah.
And the milk industry.
Dairy, big dairy.
Big dairy. That's a thing.
This
in
is big time.
Sweden. They started introducing milk in schools. There was a surplus of milk.
The truth
And
comes
so they were trying to figure out how could they market this and make it because
Really?
yeah, I think we've all discovered, because so many kids are lactose intolerant now, that kids don't need to drink cow milk. Like,
No.
they don't
Yeah.
have. There's
It's
no
almost like
reason.
the diamond industry, right? Right? Like blood milk.
Yep.
Blood
Who
milk.
wants to drink blood milk? Not me.
Yeah.
Not a good market.
But it's the similar thing with De Beers, where they created the dearth of diamonds.
That's
There was
right.
no, and they just doled them out in small portions to the public, and they said you should be spending whatever.
It's just basically like how we've all been sold a lie. A friend of mine has this great joke just about how we tell kids, they can't eat like chocolate for breakfast, when really, when they are that age, it's the only time in your life you could probably eat chocolate.
I don't know how this is sitting here, and I'm going to be embarrassed to show you, but I was planning on getting on the Zoom a little earlier.
Oh yeah, nice.
Well, now it's almost lunchtime, so you're good to go.
Delicious.
So am I okay?
For our listeners, she's
Right.
holding a Nutella bar.
Maybe Nutella would like to sponsor the Mom Coms.
Oh. Yeah.
You're going to read an essay for us called Gold Maid that you've written.
I think I'll just tell it. I got pregnant at 42, and I spent a lot of my adult life and marriage, deciding that we were not going to have kids. I didn't think I was going to have kids. I didn't even want to have kids. And then things change. Often people go, what happened? You're allowed to change your mind. That's just part of life. And there was a bunch of actually a little bit more heavier circumstances that led me, I think, in hindsight, to changing my mind. And so I ended up in New York, which is a place obviously full of career-driven people. So you find that a lot of people end up being parents later. So this particularly came out when my child was young and we were playing some games. So that's sort of the quick framing of this story. So right like a whisper before my son could read, we were gifted a set of 4 decks of these playing cards that are given to kids. They're 4 different decks. They all have like little fun cartoon drawings on them. Like one is for Crazy Eights. One is for Go Fish, little cartoon pictures of colorful fish. One is a matching game. And one of them is Old Maid. Old Maid, everybody. Can you believe this game has made it through the ages? Wow. Okay, in case you forget how it is played, let me remind you. You basically have to make pairs, 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, with your hand, and whoever ends up with the Old Maid card at the end loses. That's how it goes. Okay, everything you need to know about how society views older women can be summed up in the game Old Maid. I mean, this was born out of the Victoria era. Of course, that reinforced the norms and the societal rules of the time, that if you were a young woman, you better get yourself married, because there was nothing worse than an older, unwed woman. They were as useless as an iPhone 4. And so you better get hooked up as quick as possible. I just find it amazing that that's from the Victoria era, and we still have it now. How, with the cancel culture, with all the things that we have changed, how has this made it? Like, how has it not been modernized, right? What call it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Messy roommate. Or if you want to just keep going down the blatant female sexism route, call it a career woman. Or call it woman that says, my body, my choice, and then leave that poor woman in peace to play a game of solitaire, okay? But no, it's called Old Maid, and it's sold to children. Okay, so I see this deck, I'm talking to my kid. He wants to learn about how all these games are played. We're sitting on the rug of the living room looking at all the decks, and I am lingering on the intricacies of Crazy Eights because I don't want to talk about Old Maid. Matter of fact, I've shoved it under my knee because I don't want to explain to him that the entire narrative is that if you end up with an older woman in your hand, that means you've failed and you've lost. And as I'm talking to him about these games, my brain drifts off and I'm not in the moment because I am consumed with guilt. Now, I will just tell you that I do have a husband, but I am an older mom and I feel a lot of guilt about that. I got pregnant at 42 and I wanted this child. It was totally important to me that I have a baby when it happened. And it was the right time. And society is so damn mean to older women. But when you get pregnant as an older woman for a brief second, you are a hero. Yes, you will be considered high risk and an inspiration. You will be asked to take a million tests. You will be pressured to schedule a cesarean, but you are also a miracle super vessel. Everyone will gasp and tell you how wonderful you are. Every woman over 30 will take you aside and ask you how you did, like what your secret is, hoping to replicate whatever cocktail of medical intervention and witchcraft you doused yourself in. I cannot tell you the amount of times I had this one, a stranger point at my belly and just go, "Oh, in vitro?" And I was like, "No, indico." And I had a stranger, more than one stranger, come up to me and go, "Oh my God, how long were you trying?" And I said, "I don't know. I think it was 5 or 6 minutes." Like I remember Game of Thrones was on pause and then the magic happened. Yeah. And my OBGYN, being a very New York OBGYN, she told me I was one of her youngest patients. But you know what? That is just cute talk. Because I notice how much younger all the parents are around me. When I go to school pickup, I look at the other moms. They all claim about being exhausted, but their skin is glowy and it snaps back. They talk about angst. It hasn't crossed over into defeat. And when I talk to them, you know what? I'm afraid to show my age. I am very cautious of my references. Like I remember when Elmo was introduced on Sesame Street, and I didn't like him. I only recently learned that the Brontosaurus is back, and I don't even know it went away. I just donated my 90s grunge wide leg pants and all my corset tops, only to see them come back. And let me just tell you right now, I'm never going to don a corset top again. I am not interested in being bound and cinched like I used to be. All right. So I dumb it down. I dumb down my history, my memories, and even my experiences just so I can hide among these parents who had their kid at the right time, because I don't want my son to notice. I don't want him to notice that he's different because I'm older, and I don't want him to worry and be anxious about it because I am, and I was. My mom also had me at 42, but I'm the youngest of 6 kids. The mistake, that's what my older brothers and sisters always called me, the mistake. And I remember asking my mom at one point, I said, "Was I a mistake?" And she said, "Don't be ridiculous. You all were mistakes." And in hindsight, I got to say, she had superhuman energy for her age as a parent. And also, she wasn't that strict with the rules with me as she was with my older siblings. So maybe that was age-related fatigue. So I kind of profited from a teenagehood that wasn't very strict. But as a child, as soon as I could do arithmetic, I would sit in my room and I'd work out our age differences like a little amateur actuary. Like, this is how old she will be when I'm 30. This is how old my mom will be when I'm 40. This is how old she'll be when I'm 50. And I don't want my son to be thinking like that. But here I am sitting on the living room rug with old Maid staring at me right in the face. Literally, because of course my son has grabbed that deck from under my knee. He's rifled through it and he's got that old Maid card out, which is this cartoon image of a woman with brown hair wearing a bright yellow dress. And he shoves it in my face and goes, "Mom, look, she looks just like you." Cool. Thanks. And then he asks me, "What's this game called?" And I literally mutter, "Old Maid." And he responds, "Gold Maid," while he's staring at this cartoon lady in her marigold gown. And I just smile and laugh. Yeah, great. Yeah, it's called Gold Maid. And he's like, "How is it played?" And you know what? My brain reels because I'm thinking maybe I can invent a different way to play this game and change the narrative. And I don't really know what it is, but I am cautiously starting to explain that we take the cards from each other's hands and try to make pairs, but whoever ends up with that card at the end, and my son just yells, wins. How can I deny the solution to this game that he has just effortlessly handed me? And so, like a good improviser, I just accept his brilliant solution. I go, yeah, yes, that's exactly it. You try to make pairs, and whoever ends up with that card at the end, the gold Maid card, wins. And he says, let's play. And I start dealing out cards thinking, I think we already are.
Yay.
Oh, thanks.
That was great. So great.
Yes, I love that. So many great lines.
Like emotional roller coaster. That's the gold.
That essay was so beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I think there's judgment at every level of parenting. But when you're an older woman and you get pregnant, you get all these strange things said to you. Yeah. So no one says this, which I would love if they said, how can I help? How about that one?
Can I do laundry for you?
I know.
So much laundry. Dude, with my third, I'm an older mom. I think I had her when I was 40, so I wasn't as old as you, but dude, it was that counting of the years. So if she gets married at 30, I'll be, oh my God, I'll like 70 when I walk down the aisle. My mom was 52 when I got married.
Yeah.
My mom was super young. And it hurts every time, like even just now, like it hurts to.
It's interesting because you say that, but I did see my mother at 70, mid 70s, technically walk down the aisle when I got married. So I've seen it and it's fine.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
It's
Fine.
totally fine.
Yeah. And the alternative, I'm seeing all my friends are becoming empty nesters. And they're like, oh, and how old are the twins? And I'm like, I'm going to bingo night. They're in 4th grade.
I couldn't have done it any other time. I wasn't ready. I didn't have the finances. I didn't desire it. I would have resented the fact that I couldn't go out or hang out or do all the things that I wanted to do. That was very important to me. Now, I love having an excuse not to do something. Like when that baby came out of me, I literally looked at him in the face and said, I will never have to go to anything ever again. Thanks.
I gave birth to the best excuse ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of us feel like I did it. I drank. I did drugs. I stayed out all night. I slept around. Like actually, the fact that I got pregnant rather recently is a goddamn miracle.
Well, we're going to figure out your age now. How old is your son, Ophira?
Ooh, my son is 10.
I have
Okay.
a 10-year-old. I have
I've
2
never been
10-year-olds.
good in maps. We need to hear about your comedy special. Tell us about it.
Oh, thanks. So, I mean, there's a lot of parenting material in it, by the way. This is material that I've worked on for the last few years and finally, put it together in the comedy special, which is great. And I met Lewis Black years ago, but we reconnected recently, and he and his production company were thinking of getting into the market of doing other comedian specials, and he really likes my style. Like we kind of fit into each other's world. I've been told way too many times that my stuff is smart. It's the last thing a comic ever wants to hear, truly. It's unfortunate in America. You never want to hear that your stuff is smart because you're like, okay, so that means I'm not going to be appealing to the mainstream. Just to be completely insulting to the
Really?
mainstream. Yeah.
I would want to
Everyone
be.
likes it dumb as possible. Yeah.
It's like when you're a writer and you're told it's too literary, and you're like, but isn't that a good thing?
I know.
So it's like it's not
Yeah.
gonna sell. It's like your mom might buy it. And
You look like you're having fun up there. That
Oh.
has been my worst thing to hear. But
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All of that
point
stuff.
of
is
having
so-
smarter.
that's- And I actually think that it looks like you're having fun up there. Maybe like, wow, you're so brave. I'm just going to say, I do not think any male comic of any level ever gets told that.
Mm.
Yeah. No.
So
I mean, the
that's
whole
reserved
male
for us.
scene can be raunchy. They can fall back on other sorts of humor and get praised for it. And it's not smart.
Yep. I mean, I could go on and on
Any-
about that for ages.
But why alienate ourselves from the
Why?
comedy world? Oh,
I know.
We'll save that for the dad
I-
talks, right?
Like women are breaking new ground in stand-up, even though there's so many good women and there's so many women that are working, but we're still breaking ground. So there you
Mhm.
go.
You do a great horoscope joke. Do
Oh,
the
thanks.
horoscope joke. I love that one.
Do the horoscope jump.
Do
so
it, do
funny.
it.
What? It's just very quick. I just say that I think horoscopes are for the lost and the weak. And I know that's a very Capricorn thing to say as a
I
Capricorn.
just, I
Yes,
don't know.
because-
I
yeah.
love the timing and the wordplay. I loved it.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. I've said that in a crowd and someone has yelled out, "I'm a Capricorn." It's like
Oh,
that's the only
God.
thing they hear. I'm like, okay. good.
You totally missed it. Yeah.
But Ophira, why don't you like Elmo?
Because Elmo is stupid.
He's
Maybe
the
we'll be back to
male. He's not
Nutella.
going to do smart comedy.
I just remember when he was introduced, but it was like a different tempo. It was a different pitch. It was a different way of talking than all the other characters. And it was introduced to appeal to younger kids. There was this whole world of Sesame Street where they all of a sudden got in like some consulting firm and they were like, oh, yeah, you're missing all, they didn't say at the time you're missing diversity. They were like, you're not appealing to 4-year-olds.
Yes. Too much education.
I would say that's why Gertie's out on the street. She didn't have Elmo.
I guess in the same way, maybe I never had a younger sibling, but how an older sibling might find like little kids just like, that's not for me. I was just like, that's not for me. That's stupid. That's like a little kid. And I still like Sesame Street, but I already thought I was too good for Elmo.
Mm-hmm.
Elmo was a saving grace for me with my first one. And I needed that Elmo time. So even though I do agree, I needed him. So I learned to love him.
Oh, like my kid loved Elmo. He still hangs on to a little plush Elmo that you squeeze and Elmo says things, I love you and all that. Also, I got to say, I don't like any stuffed animal that says I love you. I'm like, no.
Too soon, right?
Yeah, don't, no.
Look at
Love is bigger than that. This thing doesn't love you. I love you. You'll find other people in your life that you choose and you'll love them and hopefully it's reciprocated. But come on.
Sesame Street was ahead of their time, because it was Tickle Me Elmo and maybe
Yes.
Rent lesson in there. He said, tickle me, like he gives permission.
Oh.
No, maybe, I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
they
there was a
there's some-
whole controversy about whether that needs to be completely just eradicated. Like, I despise tickling. I think I'm
too.
way too sensitive and I'm really filled with rage if someone tickles me.
Mhm.
I, of course, had older siblings. So the thing that they love doing is torturing you with tickling. And then that becomes triggering. But my son, like, he's got that sensitive thing too. And
Yeah.
so we always have to be like, no tickling, no tickling. He does not like it. He'll be laughing because that's what your body does. But what he's trying to say is stop.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know so many people like this.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like being
Well,
tickled.
goes back to
I
Elmo.
hate it.
And yeah, he's a monster, a tickle monster.
But they had to get rid of Snuffleupagus.
Yeah,
He got outed
sure.
because it was a fabrication in Big Bird's secret life. I mean, I can't even remember the
Like an
exact
imaginary
definition.
friend.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
God.
imaginary friends. What?
Yeah,
I
and
feel
they
like he
thought
was
that was
ahead of his time
damaging.
with those eyelashes, right?
Why was he outed? Outed for what?
Yeah, whatever consulting firm, whatever. They decided that it was too hard on kids to have a character that was only seen by one character. Like they felt that was confusing and would be traumatizing for them.
Mm.
So I
Kids.
love the Muppet Show. I get a lot of my inspiration from the two old critics. I feel like
Greatest.
I'm channeling them these days.
The greatest. The
Oh,
greatest.
I mean, I derive my inspiration from Miss Piggy.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Nutella commercial.
You know who I like because it was so weird and it was so ridiculous was that Swedish chef and so that weird character that was with the scientist Beaker. This is long gone from Sesame Street, but they had these two weird monsters that were just mimicking. They're supposed to be aliens. They were just mimicking telephones ringing.
Oh, they've been going bloop, bloop.
We're going like,
Yeah, like, bloop, bloop. Yeah.
so
Ah.
weird. And they would just go back and
I
forth doing that.
It's like, how high were the people creating these? Like I wish I was there that night.
Weird, but those are the ones that are like stuck in the back of my head.
I feel like I've taken a trip down memory lane with you because I have not thought about any of these things, and it's all flooding back.
I wonder
Yeah.
if it's like talking about old Maid and Go Fish and just the nostalgia.
Yeah.
I loved your whole essay, Ophira, but the thing about the Goals Maid winning because she's alone, like I sometimes travel alone and I'll have these friends who will be like, oh my God, but what do you do when you eat? Like, I savor every freaking bite and I don't have to look at the kids menu and I bring a book and I am in heaven.
I teach at the paper mill and they're doing West Side Story, and my friend really wanted tickets and she was like, there's nothing left. So I went online. I was like, really? There's no tickets left? Like, no, there are a million single tickets. And she was like, oh, I guess, ha, 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 I have to go alone. And I'm like, I do this all the time. It's my favorite thing. And yeah, she was, I don't know. I don't think I should do it. I'm like, no, that's totally what you should do.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally.
You are
Oh, yeah.
in that
I
case.
mean, anytime I travel to do stand-up, I don't bring my family. I have a couple times, but I find it very hard to concentrate.
Yeah.
And I feel like these worlds are not very compatible, which is too bad, but that's just the way it is. And I savor those plane trips. I savor even Uber rides occasionally, because I also need that transition time. I feel like I can't just flip. Okay, now I'm the mom, now I'm the performer, now I'm this, now I'm that. Like I need a little buffer. I call it like my decompression chamber, where I'm like, okay, now
Free
I'm going.
deprivation.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I feel like when you're making that switch, I always feel that sense like, did I forget my purse? Like when I'm alone, I'm almost like, I'm so light that it's disorienting. I'm like patting myself down. Yeah, it is. But so whenever people like, oh, I feel sorry for that lady, she's alone. I'm like,
No.
trade places.
No,
Yeah.
jealous.
Absolutely not.
Jealous, yeah.
So that's what that's what like I took away from your ending with the Goals Maid, like winning. I'm like, God, I love that. She's alone doing her own thing.
But I do love your mom's response.
Funny.
It's
My
like,
mom, my mother was very funny. I mean, again, from a totally different era. So I don't even know if you can talk to your kids like she used to talk to us. There was a lot of joking. I mean, that way that she talked about us in front of our face, like, oh, can't wait till you all move out. Can't wait to turn your rooms into, a sewing room and this room. There was a real expectation that you were out of the house.
Different.
After high school, for sure. Like you're making your own way. And that you would not be paid for. There was no money for anyone to pay for you, but there was zero expectation that you would be paid for. She always would tell me especially, I think as her youngest, do not get married, do not have kids, get a career. You can be whatever you want. Don't do what I did, which was great from your mom. But I understood it. Yeah, I understood what she was trying to say. I was performing at a women's networking event, and beforehand they did have me sit at the table with all the different women, which, it was a lot of like, what do you do, etc. And so I said, I do stand up and I'm performing tonight. Immediately this woman goes, oh, why did you become a stand-up comedian? And I've always wished I had that perfect little soundbite of an answer, but I couldn't find it in that moment, whatever little soundbite it was. And I finally just looked at them a little tired and I said, childhood trauma.
And they were like, oh.
Now I'll tell you what happened. Every single one of them was like, that's why I became a lawyer. That's why I became a doula. Every single person was like, you know what, to be honest with you, if I had to trace it all back, it was this thing that happened to me when I was a kid.
Oh,
So there you go, parents.
There you go.
See, we think we're harming them, but we're really setting them on
That's
a
right.
Yeah,
Or whatever it is.
totally.
Oh, that's how-
Millions. This is how you set them up for success.
If you were to lose all of your jokes tomorrow and you could only keep one, what joke would that be?
And it's poking fun at the world of positive inspiration, positive messages, positive affirmations, mindfulness, because guess what? It's just telling all of us to be like, hey, it's all your fault. You just didn't manifest hard enough. This is all on you. Would you like that from a doctor? Like, do you want to be rolled into surgery and see that your surgeon has a positive affirmation over the operating table? Showing up is 90%. You want that? You want that from a medical professional?
Yeah, medical school is 90%.
I have a huge problem with commodification of the wellness industry, because I think it's not to make women rise, it's to keep them down.
So many things are in this world.
No, these are great observations. A lot to think about.
Hey, thank you for coming on the show, Ophira. It was so lovely to have you.
Thanks for having me. And if you want to watch my special, I Used to Be Nicer, which has a lot of parenting stuff in it, everybody. It's right now streaming on Veeps, which is Live Nation's streaming service. Really easy to find and use. And so just go to veeps.com.
Yay, we will make sure to do that, Ophira. We're very excited to see it.
Thank you.
Okay, have a great day.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to the Mom Comes Stand Up and Stories. We hope that you were able to laugh free of interruptions from your kids. Don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter on Substack. The link is listed in the show notes. Oh, and check out our website, themomcoms.com. See if we're performing in your area. Subscribe to the Mom Comes Stand Up and Stories wherever it is that you get your podcasts. Bye.